Welcome back to Play to Win here, Summer in the City series. I'm Adam Epstein with Brian Lawrence and Aaron Hawksworth, and joining us now is the owner of Juice, fourth quarter here in Arlington, Omar Padilla. Thanks for joining us, man.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us, first off.
Thank you.
Look at this background. You got an incredible store here, and first off, I love the opening. Like, you walk in and you think it's just a small juice bar. Like, you don't even know that you're selling stuff here. And you come through like a fridge door, and it opens up into this new world. I mean, you guys did an incredible job with the designing.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. We definitely put a lot of effort into it. So.
And what was the plan there? Like, why'd you want that kind of speakeasy feel?
Well, I mean, I feel like the sneaker market is very saturated at this point. There's a couple in DC, a couple in Virginia. So I just wanted to differentiate ourselves. You separate yourself from everything else. So. We just got creative and was like, man, let's make a speakeasy juice bar. I mean, who doesn't like cold pressed juices? So
right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of sad to admit it, but like my yuppie self, I live in DC. I'm like crushing $9 juices like every other day.
Yeah.
Like, look at my bank account. I'm like, why did I just spend $100
like
on
the
juice?
Juice Starbucks kind of thing.
Yeah,
Right?
so that's awesome concept. So I walk in here, the first thing that came to my attention was Yeezys. Mm-hmm. Talk a little bit about that. I mean, I've been a Kanye West fan since I was like 13.
Yeah.
So, what kind of supply do you have? How do you get the shoes? Like, how's all that work?
Well, usually we have a couple people, like trusted sources. Sometimes we hunt for like clients and things like that, but usually some sort trusted sources.
Yeah.
I was just watching the show, The Shy. Have you seen
Yeah, I
it?
love
that
that show. I
episode
love that show.
where this lady's like selling her husband's whole shoe
Yeah,
collection.
and the kids has like a good collection too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and that's how he makes the money to.
Don't piss your wife off. She might sell your whole shoe collection.
I'm kind of upset though. The guy who owns the food truck got kicked off for misconduct.
Oh, I heard about that.
Wait,
yeah.
what?
Sorry, we
Yeah.
got all the different.
Wait, hold on, no. I watch every episode of the show.
guy-
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
Okay,
of course.
good. So
The guy who played Eazy-E and
Yeah.
and he got kicked out of the show.
The guy who played Eazy-E and Straight Outta Compton
Yeah.
got kicked off the show for there's allegedly doing.
alleged domestic stuff.
He's the main character.
Yeah,
That's
I
what I'm
know.
saying. I don't
So
know
the
how
show's
to-
done?
The show's done.
They're going to kill him off?
I hope not. I love that shit.
I do too.
What?
I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
And as soon as I came to the store, it made me think of the episode where they go to the lady's house and she's just mad at her husband, and the whole garage is just awesome sneakers.
And then-
do you ever find sources like that?
Not like that, no. I mean, you might find some. I have a good friend who has a crazy collection, but not too much like that.
So take me through a few of the brands that you have, and I'm gonna grab these shoes behind us. All
I
right.
love those.
So $700. How do you come up with the price? Tell me more about this show. Give me the ins and outs. Sell it to our audience right now.
Well, this is a collaboration with Virgil Abloh. His company is called Off-White. We also carry his clothes here. I'm actually wearing a lot of his stuff right now. It's actually the most sought after shoe right now in terms of demand, I believe. This is the Presto. They came out early 2000s first, and I guess he reinvented it with his style and things, and they just been killing it on the streets. So we just got to put it on our
I
shelves.
love those shoes. What size are those?
These are 11.
Aaron's always into the sizes.
These are
Because I want some.
Aaron's
So
been
these are
shopping
nice.
since she got in here.
I love these.
I've already tried some on. I might squeeze my feet into them. They're a little small.
So so tell me a little bit more about how you basically started this store, and I know you've been getting heavy clients in here, celebrities, athletes. I tried to bring Lisa Ann last week.
Yeah.
So tell me through it, Dwayne Haskins when he comes in. What's that process like?
Well, sometimes it's never really me. It's sometimes my other partners. They have more of a better following and connection. So usually they text me yo, someone's pulling up. Someone told me Dwayne Haskins pulling up, and the inner DC fan was like, oh shit, let me let me act like I'm not a fangirl or something. You know what I'm saying? So when he pulled up, it was pretty cool. We were talking. He's a real humble dude. I hope he does really good because I'm a DC fan, I'm a Redskins fan. So we gotta get that curse out.
Was he fat?
I wouldn't say he's fat. He's tall.
Brian's trying to take shots at our starting quarterback.
No. Well, he's not
He
starting
looks
yet.
like he has a
but
cannon. That's what it looks like.
Hey,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
because
talking about.
everyone
That's what
was
we
like,
need.
oh, he's got a pudgy face.
No,
the
now we
teddy
know.
bear
He's
look,
fresh
like
off the
I mean,
field
I
now.
mean,
He's
Ben
got.
Roethlisberger was chubby.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
Okay.
Stop hating
Yeah,
on
you-
Dwayne.
I'm not hating. I just
You need
want.
some good weapons, though, if you got a quarterback with a cannon.
You're right.
That's
You're
a
right.
problem.
We don't have the wide
P.
receivers.
Ritchie better be
And
healthy.
do we got Colts still?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
And we got Case now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Case Keenum.
It's gonna be a
And
little
what's up with
quarterback
Alex Smith?
competition.
What's up with
Alex Smith's leg is still on the IR.
he was out there tossing passes, but they didn't really show his lower half of his body in that clip. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's tough. And so Haskins is in here. It feels like a very personable experience when you come in here.
I
Like you
love
can
the store.
you can shop the store and kind of talk to the owner. That's not how it that's not how it always is, especially at some clothing stores
Right.
and
So-
sneaker stores. So
so
is
my
that how
que-
you do? Is that your goal to
Right.
give them that kind of personal experience when they walk in?
Yeah, I feel like they usually feel that. Like they usually say like, you guys are real warm and welcoming, down to earth kind of thing. And sometimes a lot of the kids will come, we'll talk sneakers because I'm a nerd about sneakers, so we'll talk sneakers for like an hour and a half to kill time. So,
Yeah.
but Haskins came. We didn't really speak too much.
Stefon Diggs.
Stefon Diggs.
Yeah, run the list. Run
yeah,
the list
yeah,
for
real
us. Who
quick.
else has come through?
All right, so let's,
Name drop.
and athletes.
Yeah.
Anyone.
Anybody
That-
who's
that we'll
anybody.
know.
That's
I'll
got a
name-
following.
I'll name it. Anna Montana on Instagram.
Okay.
Fabulous.
Nice.
Darius Geis.
Yes.
Mo Ali Cox.
My guy.
That's my boy. Shout out Mo Ali. Let's see. Stefon Diggs.
Mm-hmm.
He has the record, by the way. And say
What's the
I've
record?
spent here.
Do you mind shouting out the record, or is that something you kind of keep private?
I'll keep that one private.
Okay.
I'm sure my business.
Okay.
partners-
But we can just
I
say
wanna share it,
we
but
can
my
just
business
say
partners
he's
ain't.
walking out with the bag.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That works. That works. Let's see. Dwayne Haskins, Strowman.
It's basically a few Wizards, a few Redskins.
Delivery to
No,
Meek
no.
Mill or something.
Yeah. We pull. My boy Bilal. He pulled up on Meek Mill on the sound check. Gave him some gear, and he actually wore the shirt on his performance. So that was pretty
That's
cool.
really
So
cool.
the thing about this store, it kind of reminds me of this show on Netflix, Slobby's World, right? And so it's a
I can't
different.
believe you watched that.
I love that show. So
too, I
it's like a
haven't seen that.
thrift store shopping, all about '90s clothes, right? Gucci, Givenchy. I don't even know these brands, right? But it's all '90s niche, right? And they sell expensive ass stuff. And the thing about the show is when people come in, the number one thing in the show is the haggle back and forth, kind of talking about what they want to match your style, and that's kind of how I see this place. Like if Greg Stroman walks in here and he knows I want to get a couple shirts, I want to get a couple shoes, you got somebody here that's going to actually take time out of their day to help match his style.
For sure. I forgot to mention Joshua Hosley was here, and Fabian Moreau was here.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
The list
forgot to
keeps
mention
going.
them.
Slobby's World's a little bit different though because it's a thrift
Oh, yeah.
store. I'm sure no one's coming in here haggling prices, do they? Are they like, no, I see these Yeezys go
Definitely
for.
not the athletes. I
Yeah.
think they don't haggle.
That's a bad look.
Yeah.
But they're mainly clothes since most of them have like sponsorships and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They're mainly clothes anyway. So.
And I thought it was cool that you also take orders too. If someone's looking for something specific,
Yeah.
you'll go out of your way
I mean,
to try to find that.
we
for
at least
them.
try to. Yeah, definitely try to. It's we just try to keep that that customer service kind of thing. So.
Haskins could fit in any of the like how'd that make
I
shop in
see him
here?
in that crop top.
So I think
know.
Markieff came, and we've been thankfully we've been doing really good. So our stock's been flying. We didn't have anything from Markieff's size. So
Yeah,
really.
sorry Markieff, I wasn't here, but
Markieff Morris, too big.
yeah,
Like
so
6'8"?
I'll make sure. I'm not sure.
He's a tall guy.
I made a joke. I was like, man, we should have some foam posits for him because I don't know if you guys noticed, he always hoops in foam
Yeah,
posits.
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
And no, were those pennies originally? Because I see
those
some.
are pennies.
I see some like
Now the
so
coach
and so
of
rock
Memphis,
these
right?
before Penny or what'd you say?
He's the coach of Memphis now, right?
Yeah.
that's
And they got
pretty
the
cool.
#1 recruiting class in the
heard.
entire nation.
That's pretty cool.
At Memphis.
I like Penny. I like his playing style. And his
Yeah.
commercials, they were pretty
So
cool.
those were pennies originally.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's get into like the sneakerhead stuff for fans of this show. You've been into sneakers your entire life. Tell me like how do you know a sneaker's expensive? What makes the sneaker worth so much to people?
I think nowadays, I feel like, this is my personal opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like since Kanye started the sneaker thing, nowadays, Nike, Adidas, or whoever, they're collaborating with artists and designers.
Right.
Like, I'm sure you heard of the Fear of Gods, Jerry Lorenzo.
Yeah.
He's with Nike now, or he did some stuff with Nike, and you see like PJ Tucker. Shout out PJ Tucker, the sneaker guy of the athletes.
Is he?
He's rocking all the fly stuff. Yeah.
See, that's kind of a topic we were talking about is like back in the day, all athletes used to show up in suits, full-on tuxedos before games. Now they come and they're rocking their own style, their own brands, or whatever people have put them onto. It's kind of nice, and you see people rocking what you have in your store when they go to games. And the thing is like
pretty dope,
the cameraman have to catch those. Like I've been a cameraman, you noticed
I
that.
actually think, because we were talking about the NHL and NBA, and I think that's one area NHL should allow their players to like show a little more personality through fashion, because I think they have to wear suits.
Did they not allow?
Whereas NBA, you can wear whatever you
Oh,
want.
yeah.
As
They come in and
we've
looking
seen.
like a crossing guard, you know.
I mean, that's another reason I love, doing what I do now. Like, working the 9 to 5 stuff, I had to like dress up and things, but I like, I like fly stuff and wearing sneakers all the time. So, this is pretty cool now. So
David
yeah,
Stern tried. He tried to make the suit thing real. I mean, like the Tim Duncan, the oversized suits. Like I just remember LeBron's class. They all had suits on that were like 3XL, and
D-Wade
it's
and all
just
that,
like, what are you rocking?
Yeah.
So where do you see the trends kind of going forward? Like now you see like skinny jeans and sneakers, where you didn't really see that before.
Yeah.
Do you have any kind of, are you going to try to influence the next style? Like, are you kind of, are you getting ahead of the game?
I wouldn't say I would per se, but I feel like my generation is definitely influencing it. You can see with like, Westbrook.
Oh yeah.
Jordan Clarkson, he's a pretty well dresser.
Right.
D'Angelo Russell, that generation, the younger guys, kind of
Right.
my age, roughly.
Right.
They just, they're doing their own thing because they're just, we're all the same kind of people. So,
Yeah. And one thing I think that you nailed is the collaboration part of it. You know,
Right.
the Travis Scott Jordans. I don't
Those
know
are my
about.
favorite.
I waited in line. There was like a spot on H Street. I'm not sure if you're familiar.
Armani.
Yeah. So I waited in this probably like an hour-long line to get on a raffle to
Really?
then not even get eligible to
guessing you
purchase the
didn't
shoe.
get it.
No, I did not get it.
Man.
So
do you have the Travis Scotts?
No, we don't. No, right now, no.
And do you do like pre-raffle stuff like that at this store? Like, are you gonna get into that?
No, we don't do those. We're looking forward to get to that point, but at the moment, not right now.
Yeah. So that takes some time to
For
build
sure,
up.
yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
Is it tough to compete with the apps like Goat and stuff like that?
Absolutely, it
Yeah.
definitely is. When I was first collecting shoes, like around high school, middle school, there was none of that stuff. So like, the market was like, set to what, really like the quantity and what people really wanted. I mean, they only had like Nike Talk, but it was just a forum at the time, and it was just just forum. Now they have like, it's literally got like a stock market for shoes. So it's very hard to compete. Everyone knows about it. If they see something that we mark over, because we kind of have to, they're like, oh well, it's this on stock. So
Yeah.
but
So
it is
Omar
what it is.
Padilla, owner of Juice, and you finally got your goal. Your goal was to open a shoe store.
Correct.
You got to feel proud about that. And now the question is, like, where's the future of this store? Do you open a new location? You said you could have an event space downstairs.
Correct.
How do you guys expand and keep growing? Because it's going well so far.
Yeah, it's doing well. We're just taking it day by day, month by month. Sorry. Hopefully just expanding, maybe opening another location. I couldn't tell you where yet, but definitely growing for sure.
We love your event space down there. Adam and I have been talking about hosting something now for like a year, and we just haven't been able to pull the trigger. But now that we're kind of getting P2W radio off the ground, we're definitely looking to host something with local artists. I'm a big Ninja Turtles guy. Do you mind if I go grab that teddy bear
ahead,
and bring it on the
Go
table?
ahead,
And can you
bro.
talk to us a little bit about what these teddy bears are?
So those are called bear bricks. They're like collector's items. They're big in Japan. They're getting big out here.
Do you know what's the cost for one of those?
They range by demand. Some of the rare ones can go for so much. They range for a lot.
Oh my
I
goodness.
believe.
What's a lot? Thousands, hundreds?
I'm sure some of the bear bricks go for a couple thousand, maybe 20,000.
So are these on sale
be
here,
wrong.
or this is
Those
decoration?
Those are display. Yeah.
What's
Gotcha.
the history behind it? Like, who designed it?
I'm not too sure.
Okay.
But
I think
I didn't mean to
Viacom
put you
makes
on the
them.
spot.
No, you're good.
No, but
you're good.
it's so
I know
interesting.
Viacom
So-
makes them, but
It's interesting how like these things, like I would call this like a desk holder. Like I would love to have this
Yeah.
at my desk, kind of like a nice little toy. But they're becoming like the new thing is like to get expensive little things like this. And so of course you have to have them at your shop.
I mean, a Raphael with the size and his belt. I mean, this is just so raw.
yeah, and they have like different ones. Like we have a Basquiat one in the front. I mean, you see the Simpsons one.
The Bart Simpson one, yeah.
What are those called?
Minions?
Minions. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have all kinds of crazy stuff.
My love is real. Like I got a
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles tat. Like I'm,
Really?
Wow, you need to buy that, man.
Yeah, I mean, I was wondering if there's a price on this. My wife would be like, "Excuse me, what
Get this out of
the
our
fuck
house.
are you bringing home?" But no, I love it, and we want to thank you so much for hosting us. You're now part of our kickoff to our summer in the
You're a
City
winner,
series.
man. You're a winner.
Appreciate it.
And the way we work is, this is play to win, and once
Yeah.
you're part of that winner circle, You got, you know,
Fourth quarter, you know, we play to win.
Right? Game on the line, jumper, right?
Called game.
Right? And so before we let you go, now that you're a winner, you're part of our crew, guy crush, girl crush is something that we always have to ask someone, all right? Basically, it's a guy and a girl, separate, that you would want to have a date with, go out with, have a drink with, go to a movie with, hang out with. Why and who? And so for me, I always say Peyton Manning, Margot Robbie. All right, it's getting boring for listeners of the show because I say Peyton Manning, I love his no huddle, and Margot Robbie in a pink dress is incredible. All right, so you're on the spot.
That's a tough one. So guy crush, I guess I would do PJ Tucker, man. His sneaker collection is crazy.
But his basketball game's not.
Yeah, he's great.
I mean, he locked down KD though.
Yeah.
I mean, he tried.
But he just can't hit an open three.
I feel like he's good. Wasn't he like doing pretty good in his percentages for a while?
Yeah, no. Adam's
I'm just hating. I'm hating.
Adam's actually wrong. In the Warriors series, he stepped up. He had like 2 double-doubles. He was guarding the best player, and he was grabbing boards, and he was hitting some open jumpers. I was shocked, though, that you said that he's like the #1 sneakerhead in the NBA, though.
For sure. I mean, I could be wrong, but from what I know and what social media knows,
And we believe you. You're a sneaker expert.
Things early, yeah. So yeah.
Girl crush.
Girl crush, that's tough. I would say, I'd have to think about that one, to be honest.
So I can give you mine. You give it some
let's
thought.
Hear yours first.
So it's Kim Kardashian all day. I don't care. You know, she could have a Michael Jackson nose by the end, and I'm gonna love her forever. You know, like it just doesn't matter. Like whatever she does.
Did you like her when she was Paris Hilton's intern?
I liked her forever. I'm telling you, like the Armenian look, like that kind of dark skin, dark hair. Plus, she's got a porno. Like that's just that's my #1 seed.
All right, I think I get it. I think I would choose Beyonce.
All right.
Honestly, just because of
So
like
Queen Bee.
the public figure. You know, she holds herself to a high standard. She's like the Jay-Z of female. She's like a great businesswoman. I believe she signed to Adidas, and you know she might take over that in sneakers.
That picture of
she's
her
a very
on all
powerful
the
woman.
shoes,
She holds, you know, she's a good leader for women and all that stuff, and being a minority.
She's a great influencer.
Sure.
I mean, she's changed the game with her dances and so every time she drops a song.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
For sure.
So thanks so much for joining us here, Aaron. You actually haven't given us a guy crush, girl crush.
Oh, I haven't. All right, gosh, I was thinking Cardi B would be fun, just like because she's so like out there. But
Okay.
now that you mentioned Beyonce, I think I would go with J Lo.
Okay.
I mean, I'm
That's a
obsessed
good
with
one.
J Lo. For guy crush, I think it's Jason Momoa. He's so hot. Like, I mean, I don't even think I need an explanation.
Cal Drogo, Aquaman.
All day.
So J-Lo, like, do you approve of her dating A-Rod?
I love it. If they break up, I might like lose faith in the relationship. It's like, I love them as a power couple. It's so cute to follow them on social media. They seem to really complement each other and how supportive they are with each other's careers. I think it's just an awesome couple.
Yeah. That's guy crush, girl crush. Every winner has to answer it once they enter our circle.
Yep.
And again, we thank you for allowing us in your store, giving us this awesome backdrop, and maybe we may buy something.
Yeah, Beal or no Beal coming up next on Play to Win.